Live from the Bob Levy Broadcast Center, overlooking the Toms River. It's time to get up, get out, do something. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Be a part of the show. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. 6:08. Monday, June 13th, 60 degrees, heading up to 77 today. WOBM AM 1160 and 1310 News Talk Radio, streaming live on the Radio Pup app and WOBMAM.com, 732-505-1160 to join the conversation. We are now joined in studio by the good folks from Holiday Express, Dawn Bunyon, Director of Development, Amy Robinson, Director of Operations, and Tony Cosentino, the Grinch. We'll tell you more about that later, I guess, but, we'll just move along. Okay. Holiday Express. I'm not going to lie, the first time I heard it, I thought this was like some kind of store in the mall that I went and bought gifts for my kids. But it's not, right? What is it?
We run into that problem all the time, Jeremy. We often get calls about Holiday Express Inn. Our mission is to deliver music, food, gifts, financial support, and friendship to those with the greatest need of gift of human kindness during the holiday season and throughout the year. And I like to say that we bring the healing power of music and friendship to those who need it most.
Music and friendship to those who need it most. Okay, so give me an example. Like what? So what kind of things do you do?
Well, we provide holiday parties for people in need. So from the beginning part of November through Christmas Eve, we this year will serve 90 different organizations. We will serve them meals. We will bring them gifts. We will have a rocking hour-and-a-half live music party, very interactive, and we have the Grinch and Frosty and Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus, and they come, and we just try to help these people who are in situations that are dire and sad, and we just try to help them forget their woes for about 2 hours and just give them a big hug and have a really fun time.
So you're working throughout the year to kind of raise money, kind of put this whole thing together, kind of for the run for the dash for the roses there in the last 2 months of the year. Is that it?
Yes.
It is. A lot of people think of the holiday season as fun. You think of Hanukkah and Christmas and how great it is to get together with your family. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people who have either physical or mental illness. Maybe they are alienated from their family, or they're in psychiatric hospitals or homeless shelters, financial problems. And for them, the holidays are a really rough time. So we try to go to see those people who are forgotten and just for a couple hours, give them some hope and help them forget the bad times and focus on the future.
Very cool. Okay, so I think I saw a show at the Basie. Actually, I think that did you guys like open for a show with that Bon Jovi was in? Yeah, the whole
concert.
Yeah, the Hope concert. Okay, that's right. And yeah, Tim McClune was there and doing. Okay, so you guys are really good too. Like the music's good.
It's over 150 professional musicians throughout New Jersey. So
Yeah.
They have to audition. You can't just walk in from off the street. So
Right.
yeah, they are all professional musicians. We have some extremely talented, singers and really amazing musicians. So it's a top-notch show.
Yeah. All right. And now, so Tony, tell me, how do you become the Grinch? I mean, how does that happen for you? give me your career arc. How did that work out?
Well, along with the show and the music and the gifts and everything else, we have, like she said, a lot of costume characters, and we have Frosty, Rudolph, a myriad of other characters that we've had over the years. And my first show, our executive producer Donna looked at me and said, "You're the Frosty and you're the Grinch. Get in the costume." So that was my introduction to being in a costume for Holiday Express, and then it progressed from there. And we got the Grinch costume one time, and we started doing that, and that took off. That the character of the Grinch, really became kind of popular with Holiday Express,
Right.
and so it's kind of a feature at all the major shows that we do.
So were you immediately typecast as the Grinch? I mean, is that
kind of sort of? Actually, myself and one other gentleman have been the only ones that really do the public appearances
Really?
of the Grinch. A lot of people portray the Grinch out of all of our other 90 shows, but him and I were really the only ones that have done it in the front of the big audiences.
Now, do you fear how that's going to affect the rest of your career? I mean, if you ever want to maybe progress it to something with a more positive spin, I mean, are you afraid now people are always going to look at Tony and say Grinch? I mean, is that?
And you know what? If they do that, that's a good thing.
You're okay with that?
I'm completely okay with that.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. So, Amy, why don't you tell me? So how long have you been with Holiday Express?
So I started volunteering with Holiday Express in 1995. I came on board because Tim McClune is my brother-in-law. He's married to my sister, Beth. We had just lost my dad in 94 and my brother in 95. And
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Beth was like, you got to join this organization. You know, it'll help you get through this really tough time, another, holiday without a loved one. And I just kind of jumped in with both feet, and I started off as a face painter, and I absolutely fell in love with it and was hooked, which I think most people who get involved in Holiday Express, that's what happens. And then in the year 2000, Tim approached me and said, this thing is getting pretty big and wondering if you would want to open an office for Holiday Express and be our first employee. And so I have been there almost 16 years as an employee of Holiday Express.
Wow. Now, Tony, this should give you hope, by the way, because Amy went from face painter to director of operations.
Yeah, there's always hope.
So starting out at Grinch, who knows where you could end
That's
up.
right.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
that's
always
pretty,
hope for me. I'm glad to hear that.
That's exciting. And Dawn, how about you? I know you're relatively, you're a little newer to the Holiday Express organization, but how did you end up at Holiday Express?
I actually am coming up on my 1-year anniversary. And it was funny, I was interviewing Kelly Filler, who you know,
Yes.
and asking her who else Cowan and Kandusky was involved with as far as nonprofits. And she told me about Holiday Express. I went on Holiday Express website and just fell in love.
Right.
I think it's because it's a people-first type of operation. You really concentrate on the people, and I was just fortunate enough to get a position there.
So, Dawn, how long have you been in the nonprofit game?
Oh, I would say for like 30 plus years.
Wow. And so, and do you remember like when that happened for you that you said, you know what, I think this is kind of the path I want to go down? I guess to me, there's very few kids that are in high school or head to college that say, gee, one day I want to be in the world of nonprofits. I want to be the director of development for, I want to make sure that the Grinch has enough money that he can, he can carry off his deal every year. I mean, how did that happen for you?
I think like a lot of women, I got involved with nonprofit when my children were small, just because I had flexible hours and I was working for a YMCA at that time. And for a while, I did work in for-profit. And it was funny because I was looking to go back to school when I got close to a big number. And when I looked at the different things that I could take, go health field, get an MBA, and I looked at the nonprofit and I was like, oh, you belong in nonprofit.
Right.
That stuff gets me excited, helping people.
Cool. All right, well, good. So listen, we are up against our first break. I told you it would go fast. So when we come back, I'd like to maybe hear about some of the events that you have upcoming now as we really kind of launch in. I assume now we're kind of, we're really kind of starting to gear up as we get to the second half of the year, and it's time to kind of put the afterburners on to get ready for the holiday season. So we'll be back with the folks from Holiday Express. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin right after this.
Everything you need to know about the Jersey Shore. This is Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310.
Welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. So we are talking here with the folks from Holiday Express. Tony, a.k.a. the Grinch, from what I understand, we have these Holiday Express moments, right, which are like the really, obviously, just like fantastic, inspiring, positive interactions. And I understand the Grinch has been responsible for more than his fair share, but there's one in particular that kind of stands out. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, we a lot of times we don't get to hear the stories until after the fact, but one particular show we did was for the Veterans Society up in Lyons, up in North Jersey. And, the Grinch, I put my costume on and I come out. They're playing the Grinch music. And I do my crazy stuff. I rub people's heads and get them to dance and kind of do all kind of crazy things. And there was one girl in the front the row. I grabbed her arm and she got up and she danced with me for about 10, 15 seconds. And I move on and do my thing. The song is over and away we go. Fast forward to the next year. We go up to the same place, we do the show, and at the end of the show, the director from Lions gets on the bus and says, let me tell you a story. This girl, whatever happened to her in Iraq was she was abused in many different ways.
Right.
And she had never spoken a word, never done anything since she had come back. She danced with the Grinch, this woman is telling us, and from that point on, she opened up, she got a job, she got her own apartment, and she's living a productive life from a 15-second dance with the Grinch.
That's awesome.
There's a lot of things like that happen that sometimes we don't hear about, and if that director didn't get on the bus and tell us that story, we wouldn't have known this story.
Right.
And personally, I get choked up every time I tell it.
That's fantastic. I'm just thinking, so this is where my warped mind goes. I'm thinking, 25 years in the future, she's led a successful, positive life now. And somebody says, where's the moment where it all turned around for you? And she says, yeah, it was that 15-second dance with the Grinch that really did it for me. And, how do you explain that one? But that's, listen, it's awesome. And I guess with so many people, it's really about finding that trigger and what kind of resonates for them and what kind of turns it all around. So that's cool. So what kind of events do you guys do? What do you do to raise money, to kind of drive the cause?
Well, I'm going to jump in and tell you how we raise money. We do 2 events where a lot of people know us from, which are at Count Basie during December.
Right.
And then that's a concert, so you can see our band in motion. You can see Tony as the Grinch. And then we also
I'm the head of the show there. Right?
Yeah. You're the head of the show at the golf tournament, too. We have a golf tournament coming up July 18th, and you'll see the Grinch driving around in a golf cart. And that's another one of our major fundraisers. And then probably the one that I find the most fun is the clam bake we have on the beach, which is coming up September 18th.
Cool. So the Grinch drives a golf cart, huh? Is it the beer cart or is it just a golf cart?
Well, again, it's like I like to do goofy things, and we go out there and I get dressed up in the Grinch costume, and it's about 99 degrees.
I was going to say, in the middle of July.
Exactly.
That's a good deal.
Yeah. Well, it's a good way to lose 5 or 10 pounds real quick, that's for sure. But I go out there and I'll get on the back of the golf cart and they drive me all over the place and I'd goof around with everybody. I grab their golf clubs, pretend I'm teeing off their ball. One year I brought my baseball glove with me and I'm out in the middle of the fairway like saying, yeah, go ahead, count me. You're not making this hole.
Right. Yeah.
No, I do goofy stuff like that. And, it's a big photo op thing, the Grinch being there. Everybody gets their picture with the Grinch on the tee box and so on and so forth like that. So, it's... Like I said, it's a good way to lose 5 or 10 pounds.
Yeah, I could tell you that you would not intimidate me with your glove up because unless you could field grounders, I wouldn't be all that worried.
Well, the safest place would be in the middle of the fairway, right?
Absolutely, you're totally safe there. Tony, what do you do? What do you do when you're not the Grinch?
I am a parts and service director for a car dealership.
Okay, we're not allowed to say what the car dealership is.
No, Seacoast Chevrolet.
Oh, yeah, I
mean,
mean, listen,
Ocean Township, New Jersey.
Listen, I mean, not for nothing. So, I'm sorry, say it again.
732-918-1100.
That's all right. Listen, nothing wrong with that. Listen, first of all, look, I think people like doing business with folks that they know are giving back to the community, and I think you deserve the opportunity. If you work for a great company that gives you that opportunity, you should be able to say it. So it's Seacoast, say it one more time.
Seacoast Chevrolet in Ocean Township, New Jersey.
Awesome. We don't have to go with the phone number. That was a little over the top. If you really got to know the truth.
But if you go to our golf outing, you might be able to win one of our cars on part 3s.
Or not. Okay, great.
Or not.
So when we come back, we're going to talk. We're going to give each of you a magic wand. I'm always interested because I've often said to my wife, God, I wonder what would happen if we gave the Grinch a magic wand. What would he wish for? And now we're going to find out. So wake up with Jeremy Grunin, the good folks here at Holiday Express. Nothing better than talking about Christmas in June. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin back after this.
Coming up next, the latest from WOBM News, the Town Square, New Jersey News Network, and Fox News Radio. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Live from Town Square Towers, at the heart of the Jersey Shore. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Get up, get out, do something. Join the conversation, 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Well, welcome back. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. 6:33, Monday, June 13th, 60 degrees, heading up to 77 today. WOBM AM 1160 at 1310 News Talk Radio, streaming live on the Radio Pop app and WOBMAM.com. 732-505-1160 to join the conversation. The conversation is with the folks at Holiday Express. And so it is that time. I know it's, look, the rest of it is all just a build-up, right? I mean, yeah, we talked about the Grinch. I pretended I was enjoying it, yada, yada, yada. But I'm just trying to get to the magic wand, right? And so here we are, and I'm going to start because I don't have any patience whatsoever. So I've always wanted to hand the Grinch my magic wand and say, what are you going to do with it? So Tony, take it away. What are you doing if you could make an impact?
If I can make an impact, I would just have everybody know what Holiday Express is and what they do. And honestly, I tell you, like Amy will probably tell you, if you will go and see one of our shows, not the public shows, but if you went and saw one of our regular shows, you'd be hooked and you'd be giving up November or December of your life also to come around with us.
Absolutely. And I'm looking at, just to your point, I am looking at all of the more than 80 organizations that you guys service. I mean, the special needs programs, I mean, there's 20 of those. Schools for children with special needs, developmental centers, medical and education facilities, CP sites, soup kitchens, psychiatric hospitals, children's hospitals, recovery and shelter residency programs. I mean, it really runs the gamut. So unbelievable the amount of folks that you guys are making an impact on. So as we always know, the first step is making sure that awareness is at its height. So, Amy.
Yes. So, you were saying about a magic wand. There is a very special place that Holiday Express has been going to since about 1998, and it's called St. John's Soup Kitchen. And it is a soup line in Newark that was started in the basement of the rectory of the church up there. And they don't have the capacity to feed their homeless indoors. The people come in the heat, in the rain, in the snow, and they get a hot meal, and they have to stand at chest-high tables to eat this meal. We go on Christmas Eve. We bring a tent. We bring heaters. We have one of the McClune's restaurants serve brunch. They bring chefs up there, and we give them real linen tablecloths. Let them sit down and eat their Christmas meal in dignity. And my magic wand would be somehow, some way to find St. John's Soup Kitchen an actual building that they could serve these people every single day out of the elements and let those people eat with dignity every single day. They serve anywhere between 600 and 1,000 meals daily up there. And I when Tony was saying you can't help but get a little choked up, that place has just got such a special spot in my heart, and I'm just so glad that Holiday Express found it and that we could go up there and give those people, a little bit of happiness on Christmas Eve every year. And, when they're coming through the soup line and they grab their gift bag to leave, every single one of them give you a big smile and say, God bless you, and thank you so much for what you do. And it really just warms your heart, and you're just so amazed that they're saying, God bless you to us, when I just feel like they're the ones that should be blessed for what they deal with on their daily lives.
Right. Very cool. Really good. Well, Dawn, she didn't set the bar too high for you, so I'm sure you'll totally knock it out of the park now. So, your turn, Dawn. What do you got?
My magic wand would go to the parents who have kids at places like Children's Specialized Hospital that have birth defects that I didn't even know existed. And I'm thinking about this past year, I was holding the hand of this one boy. He was on a ventilator, and the only reason you could tell that he could hear the music was because his eyes were dancing and we were communicating, and I was talking to him and tapping to the music on his hand. And unbeknownst to me, his parents walked up behind me, and his mom burst out crying because I was treating him like a person. And I just want everyone to be treated like a person. And I'm sorry I'm crying on the radio.
That's all right. I mean, it's not physically on the radio. I mean, that's in people's houses. That's really just a microphone you're crying on. It's a fine line.
Yeah.
Well, that's All right, I got nothing more on that one. So, well, as you can tell, if you're listening at home, as you can tell, we have a couple of passionate folks here about the cause and about the work that Holiday Express is doing. So that's coming through loud and clear, Dawn. So no worries there. Why don't you tell folks? So let's say that they want to get involved. You said that I guess the next deal is July 18th, right? That's the golf outing,
Right.
So how does someone get involved in that? Are there foursomes left? Can they still play, or are they out of luck?
They better hurry up because last year our afternoon did sell out. It's at the Manasquan River Club, July 18th. And you can go to our website, holidayexpress.org, or give us a call
Okay.
at
732-544-8010.
Okay.
And you can still get a sponsorship or foursome or just join us for dinner, and you'll see the Grinch there.
Cool.
Or if you'd like to volunteer, we have over 2,000 volunteers in addition to our musicians. Some of them work in the warehouse putting together our gift bags, which are duffel bags with blankets and toiletries, hats, gloves. And we have, brownie troops that come in and help volunteer starting in October, youth groups, a lot of retired individuals. So if you'd like to help with that, love to have you. Or if you'd like to be involved in one of our events and go to someplace like the Soup Kitchen or the Children's Specialized Hospital or the Veterans Center, you can sign up on our website to get the emails about that. That's actually like getting Springsteen tickets to go to one of the events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean? It's like just Springsteen tickets.
We have a website that you have to sign up. We open it up for
Oh.
our volunteers to
Oh.
sign up to come to the events. And because they're so popular, like people are seriously sitting at their computers when we say, okay, it's going to open up on October 15th at 12 noon. They're sitting there so that they can sign up for their favorite events to volunteer at.
Very, very cool. All right, good. All right, so listen, we've learned a lot. I've learned what Holiday Express is all about. It's funny because I went to the concert in December as a new board member of the Basie, and I was told I have to go to the concert. So, I went and, saw, the performance, which was fantastic. And really didn't have a good sense of exactly what Holiday Express is. I think now we do. I mean, talk about spreading holiday cheer to a whole new level. You guys are doing fantastic work, and Tony, because of volunteers like you, we joked a lot in the last 40 minutes about the Grinch, et cetera, et cetera. But at the end of the day, it's about making an impact in somebody's life, even if it's for 15 seconds, right?
Exactly.
And so that's fantastic. And thank you for all that you do. And thank you to your bosses at Seacoast Chevy,
Yes.
right? For letting you go ahead and do that every day. Dawn, Amy, Tony, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
Thanks for having us, Jeremy.
All right, cool. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin back after this.
The Sean Hannity Show, this afternoon at 3. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin returns next. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310.